I was talking to my mum the other day about all the tests that we have in schools, the pressure, the stress, the way that kids believe that a single test says something big about who they are. And honestly, it made me pause because we're measuring our kids with systems designed for a world that no longer exists. Here's the question I keep coming back to. What if your kid's score doesn't actually tell you how well they'll do in life? What if it never really did?
For decades, grades were the gold standard. They worked in a time when jobs were predictable, success followed straight lines, and memorizing information mattered more than adapting to change. But the world our kids are growing up in is different. Today's world rewards flexibility, problem solving, emotional intelligence, creativity, and the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Yet we're still using the same scorecard. Here's something we don't talk about enough. Technology evolves rapidly. Apps update weekly. AI changes overnight. But human brains, they develop slowly. The part of the brain responsible for planning, reasoning, impulse control, and managing pressure, the prefrontal cortex, the thinking brain, is still under construction in children. Kids don't learn best through pressure. They learn through play, repetition, mistakes, emotional safety, and real-world experience. And yet we assess them like they're software that should update instantly. High-stakes testing doesn't just measure knowledge, it changes how the brain works in the moment. When kids feel judged or under pressure, the brain's alarm system activates. That reduces working memory, problem solving, and flexible thinking. So tests often measure stress tolerance, not intelligence, especially for anxious children, perfectionists, neurodivergent kids, or slower processors. That matters. Standardized tests measure a snapshot. They measure performance on a specific day, under artificial conditions with limited context. They don't measure resilience, curiosity, adaptability, collaboration, emotional regulation, or how a child recovers after making a mistake. And those are the skills adults rely on every day. If your child finds tests hard, hear this. Struggling with a test does not mean they are behind. It does not mean they lack intelligence, and it definitely does not mean they won't succeed. Often, it simply means their strengths aren't test-shaped. Some kids think deeply, some kids need time, some kids learn best through movement, conversation, or hands-on experience. A single score can't capture that. Research consistently shows that long-term success is linked to adaptability, persistence, emotional regulation, problem solving, and the ability to apply learning in new situations. Brains grow through effort and experience, not labels. Development isn't linear. Skills don't come online all at once. So when we judge kids by a single moment, we're not measuring intelligence, we're measuring timing.
So this isn't about removing assessments. It's about remembering what they are and what they're not. A test score can give information, sure, but it should never become an identity label. Your child is more than a number, more than a snapshot, and more than a single day. If we want kids to thrive in a changing world, we have to start measuring what actually matters, because true growth doesn't always show up on a test, but it does show up everywhere else.